Hey, it's Chris, Safety Dawg here. Got a question for you. Do you believe officers have quotas? Do you believe that officers, those who are charged with keeping our roads and highways safe, and I think they do a great job of that, do you believe that they have quotas? I've asked this question to my government and I got the answer. With that, we'll be right. Do they have quotas? Well, let me just, whoops, wrong hat there. We'll put this one back on here. Yeah, what the heck. We've got to be a little bit silly because honestly, life is way too serious. And I just want to take you to this screen here and let's go with a quick presentation. And I want you to be aware of what I believe is to be very true today. Officers have quotas. In my jurisdiction where I live, I've been told that the officers do not have quotas. They have job performance expectations. Well, to me, what the heck is the difference? Job performance expectations. I was with an officer one day, we were doing a trade show together, and he said, man, I love doing these trade shows, but I hate the following days. And I said, well, why do you hate the following days? Man, I got to go out and I got to inspect almost every truck because I got to get caught back up again to the number of inspections that he's expected to perform in a period of time. So that's what he did tell me, that they do have job performance expectations and they have a number of inspections that they have to do. The rest of what I'm going to say is my thoughts, just to be clear. Well, if they have a number of inspections that they're supposed to do, then what the heck, do they have a number of defects that they're supposed to find? Do they have a number of trucks that they are supposed to put out of service? Do they have a number of tickets that they're supposed to write? Here's another question. This is a really important question. I've asked this of hundreds of drivers. Ever since ELDs have been put in, do you think officers are writing more tickets or fewer tickets for hours of service violations? Well, those hundreds of drivers are in agreement that it is in all likelihood that the officers are writing fewer tickets for hours of service. Well, if they do have job performance expectations and they are supposed to write so many tickets and generate revenue for their jurisdiction, then what the heck are they writing up? And this is what I want you to understand. It has changed a little bit now. Ever since the officers can no longer write tickets, or they are writing fewer tickets for out of service violations, then they are writing tickets for other things. And what might those other things be? Truck drivers. Let's be aware that truck drivers, you've got to be aware that officers are writing tickets. So during an inspection, I have seen a spike, a definite spike in DVIR tickets, daily vehicle inspection reports. And I believe it's for one of two reasons. One of two reasons. One, you actually do your vehicle inspection, but you've recorded only 2 minutes on the ELD system. So you went out and before you started your ELD system, you performed a proper vehicle inspection. Yoo-hoo! You did your job and you were just trying to save a few minutes. Well, you can't tell an officer that. You can't tell the officer, officer, driver, why is your ELD recording only 2 minutes for a DVIR? Well, because officer, put this hat on. Because officer, I was just trying to shave a few minutes. Well, you know that the officer is going to say, driver, that's not legal. You must be on duty when you perform your DVIR. So what the heck are you doing recording it as off duty? That's not legal. I can write you a ticket for that. On the other hand, if you didn't actually do your DVIR, and therefore it was really 2 minutes, you can get a ticket for not performing the DVIR. So either way, you're toasted. Either way, you're cooked. Either way, you are sliced up and handed right to the officer. And I've seen an increase in tickets for DVIRs. So please remember that whether your DVIR looks like that, if you are from the States, or looks like this, if you are Canadian, on the DVIR, there are 39 points on this particular sheet of paper for the tractor and 15 for the trailer. How can you possibly have done that in 2 minutes? If you're Canadian, there are 23 items on their list, and you must be inspecting them. You can't possibly do that in 2 minutes or less. So please avoid getting tickets, record. And a great question before I forget, how long must you record for a DVIR for it to be legal? Well, unfortunately, nobody has put a number to it. So I can't tell you that 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 22 minutes. There is no number, but you must perform a DVIR, and you must make sure in order to avoid getting tickets. Yes, I got a ticket a long time ago. That's me. However, it was back in 2007 was the last time I got a ticket, I think. So anyways, look at when you get your CVIR reports, make sure they're clean. Make sure you're not getting DVIR violations. Don't have to appear in front of a judge to explain how you can perform a check of 23, 39, and 15 different items in 2 or 3 minutes. Please remember that the officers are out there making our roads safe, and they are raising money for their jurisdiction. So please, please, please record your DVIR as you did it. That is the most important part. Record your DVIR as you did it. Officer Harris? Nope, I'm not Officer Harris today. I'm Safety Dawg. Safety Dawg's out. Record your DVIR as you did it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Safety Dawg's out.